see on the far side of the River Thames is the Royal National Theatre of Great Britain. This was officially opened in 1976. The first plans for a National Theatre of Great Britain were suggested in 1948. So you will see that it has taken approximately 130 years to come to fruition. As you can see, this view of the National Theatre shows the same view that is on the special commemorative medallion that was issued to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the founding of the National Theatre Company. It was commissioned by Lord Rayne. The medallion, that is, not the National Theatre Company. This is the interior of the Olivia Theatre, which seats 1,160 people. The design of the theatre was based on the ancient Epidurus theatre of Greece. I think really that's about all you'd like to hear from me on that subject, since you can read all about it in the book on the National Theatre. This is the Littleton Theatre, which is a more conventional type of theatre than the Olivia. This is the normal proscenium arch theatre that has been in existence more or less for the past 300 years. It seats approximately 900 people. And I'll just try and get a shot from the back. This is the interior of the Cottesloe Theatre, and I'm sure you can't see a thing. It's totally painted in black, so it's very difficult to pick up any detail. However, the design of the theatre is loosely based on sort of Tudor inn yards, and it seats 200 to 400 people. It's very useful for experimental work and trying out plays which might eventually transfer either to one of the major stages, the Olivia or the Littleton, or possibly even to the West End. Having said that, all you're probably picking up is total blackness on the screen. Well, once again, we're outside the National Theatre, and incidentally, I should mention that since the opening of the theatre, the NT has won over 130 major drama awards and has so far presented a total of over 300 different productions. However, today's date is December the 1st, 1988, and the purpose of this video is not to dwell on the National Theatre itself, but to pay tribute to a man who has undoubtedly been the chief architect in the enormous success of the first 15 years of the National Theatre on the South Bank. I am, of course, referring to Lord Rayne, or Max, to his many friends and colleagues. He first joined the board in 1970, I believe it was, and became chairman in 1971. And over the years, he has served with enormous dedication and devotion. He's given most freely of his time, and although it is not widely known or publicised, a great deal of his money. He is due to retire on December the 31st, 1988, and will hand over to his successor a very flourishing and healthy centre of excellence, which is the premier theatrical centre of the world. Now, this evening there's going to be a dinner held in his honour to say farewell and to thank him for all his devotion, and hopefully this will be recorded. This, incidentally, might be an appropriate time to apologise for the extremely amateur way in which this video has been put together, but I suppose we could have hired a professional to do it, but we really hope that by doing it this way we might capture a certain flavour that would otherwise be missing. You're probably asking yourselves, why on earth? What a pity. Anyway, shortly we will be joining. Sorry about this, I'm trying to shoot this video and read the paper at the same time. But anyway, we're now going to stop shooting the exterior and hopefully move inside a little later for the party.
Well, it's with the ice. Did yours go?
And here we are, the same evening at the party. And there's Lord Rayne. And those. We'll now try and get into the room. It's rather crowded in here, and I don't think the light will be very good, but we'll do what we can. See if I can squeeze in here. Yes, it's all right. I'm not doing it very well, but we're doing our best. We won't try and pretend it's here because, well, no.
Oh my goodness, this is this is not your scene.
Oh, I see. Speaking to the mic is actually really near where you are, because we're recording.
When am I on?
But you read your schedule. You're on.
I bet you got this all over.
You're right, I did. Timothy.
On the staircase.
Over here.
Timothy, you're going to be the very first victim. Would you be kind enough to say a couple of lines about Lord Rayne?
Am I in focus?
You're very much in focus.
Oh, Richard, this is... I've been looking forward to the evening very much. There. Because I wanted to look and see how we all looked after the last board meeting I attended, when I left with deep regret the National Theatre Board. It's something which I treasured, honoured, and to serve under Max was something which was very special. And to no longer have that privilege, I think, is a great loss in my life.
Thank you very much.
I need that editor.
Sir Peter. Sir Peter, hello. Would you? We're doing this for Max. It's just a happy amateur video. Would you just like to give me a couple of lines? I'm going to record your speech later about Max. Not the speech, because we'll do that later.
From any play.
You can tell this is unrehearsed.
I don't think I can do it in a couple of lines, you know.
Shall we save it for the speech then?
15, 16 years of working with him. It's rough and smooth, hot and cold. It's been wonderful.
Okay, that'll do. And we'll catch the speech later.
Yeah, wait till I have a walk.
Well, wait until you're warmed up.
There's some
Right, to just give me a couple of words about Max. Just a couple of words, very informal.
We're going to have a reunion like this every 6 months, right?
Yes, that will be nice.
We like that. It's good.
Thank you.
Lovely guarded ones of Max, don't you think? I mean, judicious. Never off his balance.
Right, Roger. Hello, Roger. Would you like to say a couple of sentences about Lord Rayne?
Dearest, how can I, with these people looking on, like we've had a tremendous time the last 9 or 10 years. The things I remember, all the crises, which in hindsight is so much more fun, but it's been tremendous fun, and it's a pity it's all coming to an end.
Thank you very much indeed. Sir Derek, would you grace us with a few lines?
One of the parts of Max's legacy to his successor into the board should be the fact that through thick and thin, and there was some very rough water during his period as chairman, if in doubt, his instinct was always to back the artistic management of the theatre, on the ground that it was its product, the plays that went on its stages, which mattered above everything else.
Thank you very much indeed.
What do I deserve that?
Sir Peter, have you got a couple of words you'd like to say about Lord Rayne? This is purely a very happy amateur video, and we're just going to give it to him as a keepsake. A couple of lines.
Only that I don't think we'll lose Max at all. Max's spell is permanent in this place, as it is tonight, as it has been over so many years, and will be over so many years to come.
Thank you very much indeed. Douglas?
I'd just like to remind him of what I said a short while ago, that when Sir Alexander Corder,
You'll have to speak up a
when
little.
Alexander Corder was leaving the film industry, he was asked who might succeed him, and he replied, "I'm afraid I don't grow on trees." And I'm afraid that goes for our chairman.
Thank you very much. Excuse me, Ron. I'm just collecting lines for Lord Rayne. Would you make a contribution, please? It's for his video, so if you'd just like to say a couple of...
Well, what can one say? I met Lord Rayne back in 1980 with Carol Brahms, Peter Hall, triumvirate, absolutely overpowered me. I, for once, was quite speechless. And, you know, I'm normally hard to talk into things, but he managed to quiet me up too for a little while and persuade me to join this board. Here I am, Colin, what, 8 years later? All I can say is I'm going to miss it terribly, because for years one's got to know Max, and the more you get to know him, the more you appreciate all his qualities, and he will be a great loss.
Thank you very much indeed.
We're going over Christmas. You know, a long time.
Well, they're that way around, because the...
Now, what's happening out here? Anybody hiding out here? I think I've got most... Lois, I can't remember. I did ask you for yes, you did say something. You did. Thank you. Max, you're not going to like this picture because the light's so bad, but anyway, we'll get a good one of you later.
The name of the camera is VHS movie. This cameraman is called Richard Mills. It's quite famous.
Can I just talk to you about the camera?
Here is Yolande. Come around this way because you're backlit at the moment.
Really?
That's it. The lady who makes it all happen. Come on, say a couple of words about Lord Rayne and your association.
I never thought that you would ask me. Well, all I can say is that it has been wonderful working with him for these last 17 years, and we shall miss him very much indeed, and I hope he'll retain his connection with the National Theatre.
Thank you very much indeed.
The way to do it, we're extra regular. You don't go to the bathroom.
Hello, Fluffy. First time out since the birth of Christopher. And
You've got to sit with me, Ollie.
I can't. Sorry about that. I'm not in charge of the seating plans.
And you're in charge of the video as well.
Well, it's only for a little while. Sonia, would this be an opportune moment to ask you to say a couple of words about Max?
Well, all I can remember is when I was a new girl on the board and I just arrived, how incredibly kind Max was. And I shall never forget that.
Our head of design assembled a few props from some of Lord Rayne's favourite shows. The horse's head is from Equus. Mary, I'm going to ask you. Hello, Mary. I'm going to ask you to say a couple of words in a second about Lord Rayne. Could you do that?
Not quite now, no.
In a minute.
Yes,
In a minute.
I'm meant to be getting people. Until I'm meant to be getting
Nevertheless, my first...
Richard, you know Nick.
Sorry?
You know Nicky.
Hello, Nick. How are you, Nick? How are you? My goodness.
He wants to talk to
You wouldn't say anything about your dad because you're on camera at the
you. My
moment.
younger son, Nicholas, what did he say? Hello. And that's my youngest, our youngest, Alexander. He's a Lady Soul. You met Lady Soul, the judge. Yes. Sorry, Richard.
I mean, I'm not sure it's
Oh, sorry about that. A complete accident. I captured myself.
Richard, I must tell you, you look absolutely charming.
Okay. Lord Mishcon, would you be kind enough to say a couple of words about Max?
Well, that's the easiest thing in the world. I'm the oldest inhabitant. I've had him as chairman possibly longer than anybody, and he's been great. He's done something absolutely marvellous for the theatre. We'll never forget him.
Thank you very much. Hello, darling.
Hello, say hello, darling. Beautiful.
We never got on the shots of the National before as anything of the interior. That was mainly because of the problems of the light. The light is probably still terrible, but I think we'll probably pick up something. This is the